the Traverse City Beach Bums. The Beach Bums won game one by a score of 6-0. They won game two in walk-off fashion 6-5 after overcoming a 5-1 deficit against the Rascals at Werfel Park. It's the first game of the series back here at TR Hughes for the Rascals. The Raskies have gone 1-1 in the postseason at this venue. They won the one-game wild card playoff game against the Florence Freedom, but they lost game one against the Southern Illinois Miners. Rascals send Joe Scanio to the mound. On the regular season, Scanio went 9-6 with a 3.64 ERA in 21 games, 19 starts. 111 and 1/3 innings pitched leads the team. So does his 122 hits surrendered, but his 80 strikeouts on the year is also best among Raskies starters. He's given up 57 runs, although only 45 of them were earned. A 1.21 whip and a 2.76 batting average allowed this year. In the postseason, Scanio, the right-hander, is 1-0 with a 2.53 ERA. He's made 2 outings, 1 start, 1 out of the pen. He's gone 10 2/3 innings. He has 7 strikeouts, 12 hits, just 1 walk. Against Traverse City this year in 2 starts, he's 1-0 with a 3.97 ERA in two outings. Last time out, he took a no decision on September 2nd. Michael Shreve will be on the other side starting for the Traverse City Beach Bums. Shreves this year went 7-2 with a 3.21 ERA in 21 games, 14 of those starts. He topped the 100 inning mark with a 101 under his belt. He gave up 81 hits, 39 runs, 39 earned runs, just 30 walks, but only 37 strikeouts. A man who hardly ever misses bats. He has already taken a loss against the Rascals this year. He went 5 innings, gave up 7 earned runs on 7 hits, 4 walks, 1 strikeout. His 4 walks, a season high against the Rascals. That came on August 11th. That game was at Werfel Park. It was the first matchup between the Rascals and the Beach Bums this season. Joe Scanio started for the Rascals, and he got the win in that game. So this is a rematch for Michael Shreves and Joe Scanio. Shreves in the postseason has made 1 start. He went 4 innings and gave up 4 runs against the Normal Corn Belters. 8 hits, 1 walk, 1 strikeout. Took a no decision. That was game 2 of the divisional round, in which Normal won the game 6-5. Normal was eliminated as Normal lost the game 6-5. Traverse City won it, and Traverse City eliminated Normal in a 2-game sweep. So it'll be the Rascals versus the Beach Bums. It's a do or die for the Raskies. They must win this elimination game. They have already won their first 3 elimination games this postseason. They'll have to win 3 more to capture their second Frontier League title. Joe Scanio finishing up his warm-up tosses. He'll be facing the following starting lineup put together by Dan Roan of the Traverse City Beach Bums. Leading off in right field is Jeff W. Batting second and playing second, Alex Tomasovich. Jay Austin is the DH, and Jose Vargas cleans up. He's at third. Brandon Jacobs in left, Yaziar Bello at first. Greg Harris is in center field. Jake Rhodes bats 8th. He's the catcher. And the shortstop, Sam Bumpers, bats 9th. It's the same exact lineup for Traverse City. It's the same exact lineup for both teams tonight. And it starts with Jeff W. Lights are already on at TR Hughes. Overcast day with some rain in the forecast. Hope to keep the precipitation away from the ballpark tonight, though. It's supposed to be on and off for the remainder of the night. So everyone keep your fingers crossed. Joe Scanio gets a rosin bag, and he steps up to the mound. Jeff W., the leadoff hitter, steps up to the plate. Jeff W. bats left-handed. He's the right fielder leading off. Mentioned same exact lineup for each team. Jeff W. has had himself a series. He has gotten on base with 2 hits, a walk. He has scored 3 runs and driven in 1. He takes a strike, and we are underway. No balls and 1 strike. Joe Scanio, the righty, has handled lefties well this season, hitting .265 against him. He kicks and delivers inside, and they're going to say that got a piece of Jeff W. So Joe Scanio on the second pitch of the game hits the leadoff man. W goes down to first. That's his 4th time on base in the postseason.
Second baseman number 10, Alex Tomasovich.
That's his 4th time on base during the series, my mistake. Joe Scanio led the Rascals in hit by pitches this year. He plunked 16 batters, only walked 13, but hit 16, an astounding number. He likes to work inside, especially against the lefties. So Alex Tomasovich to hit. He bats second and plays second base. Tomasovich from the right side, he reached base 4 times on Wednesday. A walk and 3 hits. Called strike. 0-1. Tomasovich with a walk, 3 singles, one of them an infield single and a couple of bloopers. An RBI double in the 7th inning. He laid down a sacrifice bunt in the 9th. He has an 0-1 count. Scanio comes set and will check on W once again. The leadoff man has already swiped a pair of bags in this series. Tomasovich from the right side hit .389 in the postseason. 7 hits. No homers, but 3 RBIs. Broken back grounder, right side, backhanded by Silver. He'll go to second for 1. The return throw to first is not quite in time. That's a 3-6 fielder's choice. A broken back grounder for Tomasovich, and he'll replace Jeff W. at first. Nice play by Josh Silver, the first baseman, taking it on the backhand. Had to hurry, but he made an accurate, strong throw into second. Silver, of course, the natural shortstop, has just been shifted over to first to plug a hole for the Rascals. He's done a phenomenal job, and he's able to get the lead runner there, a play that your average first baseman might not be able to make so flawlessly. Tomasovich, a downgrade in speed at first base. Jay Austin at the dish from the left side. The DH lines the ball foul into the backstop, strike 1. Joe Scanio doing what Joe Scanio does, attacking early and often, trying to establish the inside corner. He came in and plunked W, but nobody's been able to square him up yet. Jay Austin DHing. He had 1 hit in 5 trips on Wednesday, but it was an RBI single. He also swiped a bag. Righty versus lefty. Austin with good speed takes one just low and away. Scanio sinker running off the outside corner. Joe Scanio with that sinker, 2-seamer. He has a slider and a changeup. Good strikeout numbers against Traverse City this season. He's punched out 11 in 11 1/3 innings. The 1-1, up and away. Scanio, of course, hardly ever walks anyone. 0 walks against Traverse City this year. 2 balls and 1 strike against Jay Austin. Alex Tomasovich at first with good, not great speed. Scanny set, kicks and delivers. A line drive foul to even the count. Rascals wearing their black tops with white shoulders and underarms, white numbers, white letters, white trousers. They have their maroon caps with black bills, black socks. Joe Scanio with the socks high, no stirrups tonight. The Beach Bums wearing their dark blue tops with yellow sleeves, yellow numbers, yellow letters. It says Beach Bums across the chest. They've got blue caps with yellow bills, gray pants, blue socks. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Scanio will throw over to first, and it gets away. Tomasovich at least a second. He's going to chug into third. Jackson Slade hurries it back to the infield. We'll see how that error goes. Didn't seem like that bad of a throw over by Scanio. It's going to go on Scanny, though, an E1. A 2-base error charged to Scanio early on. He goes wide of the bag for Josh Silver. It wasn't a horrible throw. Almost when you're trying to, similar to when you're trying to determine a pass ball or a wild pitch. Even though it's a play that Silver maybe should have had, the throw was so wide of the bag that it was difficult for him to corral it. And the responsibility falls on the shoulders of Joe Scanio. So the infield has to come in with nobody out in the top of the first inning. This pitch just misses off the inside corner. Joe Scanio surprised. Count runs full. A walk here wouldn't be the worst thing in the world, but Joe Scanio will do everything in his power to bring this into the zone. A walk would set up a double play, though, with a righty on deck, Jose Vargas. Very intimidating cleanup hitter. Righty versus lefty, the payoff to Austin. Shot foul. Jay Austin hitting .333 in the postseason, 7 hits and 21 trips. He has 1 extra base hit, a double, and he's driven in 3 runs. Austin in the regular season, second on the team with a .319 average, 4 homers, 32 ribbies. Steve Brook right away, trying to keep the Beach Bums off the board, bringing the offense in. A very aggressive defensive maneuver we don't see him do too often. The payoff once again from Scania. A foul ball. Joe Scania, the team leader in strikeouts. He has punched out 80 in the regular season. He struck out 7 and 10 and 2/3 in the postseason. Just one walk in his 2 outings and a 2/3 total. 7 strikeouts, 12 hits. He's given up 4 runs in the playoffs, 3 earned. Looking for a strikeout, looking for a ground ball right at someone, or looking for a pop-up. 3 balls, 2 strikes. The payoff, popped up foul once again. A battle brewing between Joe Scania and Jay Austin. Top of the first inning, no score. Game 3 of the 2015 Frontier League Championship Series. Rascals trail 2-0. Every game's an elimination game from here on out as the Beach Bums look to clinch their first championship in the history of the franchise. Rascals looking for number 2 after winning it in 2010. Sun dipping as it pokes out from behind the clouds. The only man in the sun is left fielder Casey Rodriguez. The 3-2 once again, lined into left field, a base hit. And the Beach Bums take a 1-0 lead. Jay Austin wins the long battle with a blooper into left field. Give Austin his 4th RBI of the postseason. 1-0 Beach Bums, top of the first. Here comes Jose Vargas. That probably gets over the head of shortstop Johnny Morales, even if he is playing back. But he may have had a shot on the ball. So the infield defense comes in. Austin hits it right over him. Jose Vargas at the dish. He lines one into deep right center field. Curran Radall goes back to the track. He reaches up, makes the catch. Vargas hit it well, but it dies out there in center field here at TRU's. 2 away as Vargas is retired on 1 pitch. As of right now, that's an unearned run against Joe Scania because of the error. And here comes Brandon Jacobs. Jacobs has had a heck of a season. He's had a heck of a year against the Rascals. 4 home runs, 3 in the regular season, 1 in the playoffs. 2 of those coming against Joe Scania. Scania gave up a bomb at Werfel Park, also gave up a shot here at TRU's. Jacobs led the team in batting average, home runs, and RBIs. .320 average, 17 long balls, 54 driven in. 2 outs in the top of the first inning. Scania's first pitch is a sinker at the knee, strike 1. Andy Dudonis behind the plate. First time the Rascals have seen him be the home plate umpire all season. Was in the field the first 2 games as Steve Dunhue and Mike Fichter got game 1 and 2 respectively. Those are the 2 men in the field today. Scania comes set. The 0-1 pitch. Ground ball over to the shortstop, taken on the backhand by Morales. Long throw to first, in plenty of time though, and that ends the inning. 1 run comes across on 1 hit, no errors, 1 left. It's an unearned run charge to 1 error rather. It's an unearned run charge to Joe Scania. Headed to the bottom of the first, Rascals trail 1-0. You're listening to River City Rascals Championship Baseball on TalkSTL.com. Hey, this is Steven. 2 balls, 1 strike. Won't be surprised now to see them maybe send Curran. Another warm day. 91 was the high in O'Fallon, Missouri today. Currently at about 82 degrees. Runner does go, and here's a base hit into right field. Radall turns around second. He goes into third. The hit and run executed to perfection for the Rascals. 1 pitch after the pitch out, the Rascals put Radall in motion, and Johnny Morales does a great job getting a ball on the outside corner, poking it through the vacated space on the right side of the infield, and the Rascals have men on the corners with nobody out for Ard, the Frontier League MVP, a .313 average, 30 home runs, 83 RBIs, led the league in homers and runs batted in. Still trying to get things going in the postseason. Snapped an 0-for-21 skid in Game 2, a double to left field, but he went just 1 for 5. 2 hits in 24 at-bats in the postseason, 1 RBI. He takes a ball up and in, 1-0. Ard would come around to score eventually after the double in the 6th inning. first at bat of the postseason, he had an RBI double. He went 0 for 21 before the double then 2 nights ago. Looking to hit a ball in the air. He drives one to the right side, foul and into the seats. 1-1's the count. The defense around the infield playing back, they're willing to trade the run for a double play. Curran Radall at third with great speed. Johnny Morales, pretty good wheels at first. Ard, no slouch himself, 13 swipes on the year. That's in the regular season, 15 if you count the postseason as well. Trying to break out of this slump. Shreves, the right-handed hurler, comes set. Kicks and delivers. A breaking ball lifted in the infield. Another pop-up. First baseman Yaziar Bello squeezes the leather on it, 2 away. Brandon Jacobs in left, Greg Harris in center, and Jeff W. in right field for the Beach Bums. Jose Vargas is at third, Sam Bumpers at short, and the second baseman is Alex Tomasovich. Yaziar Bellows at first, and Jake Rhodes behind the plate. Here comes Zach Comatani. Como, the leading hitter on the team in the playoffs, a .455 average. 2 doubles, 1 homer, 2 RBIs. Couldn't imagine wanting anybody else at the plate other than Como right here. He takes a breaking ball for a called strike, though. Comatani does have 2 doubles in the postseason, although both of them home runs in almost any other ballpark. Hit a ball to the track in right center at both Rent One Park and at Warfel Park, 2 of the most spacious outfields in the league. Como looking to hit the ball in the air to be able to knot this game up. The 0-1. Down low. Nice stop by Jake Rhodes as this was nearly to the backstop. A breaking ball slipped out of the hands of Shreves. Rhodes keeping everyone put. Morales at first. Radall at third. Rascals trail 1-0, bottom of the first inning. An unearned run came across for the Beach Bums on a hit by pitch, a throwing error, and then a single. Comatani had 12 long balls, drove in 53 in the regular season, hit .285. Shreves, the righty, comes set. Here's a bouncer over to third baseman Vargas. They're going to try to turn 2. It goes to second for 1. The return throw to first is in time. That is a 5-4-3 double play around the horn. The Rascals cannot score despite getting men on the corners with nobody out. Headed to the second, Rascals trail 1-0. You're listening to River City Rascals Championship Baseball on TalkSTL.com. Rascals got men on the corners with nobody out in the bottom of the frame with their 2 biggest hitters at the plate, Taylor Ard and Zach Comatani. But they could not capitalize and tie the game, so the Rascals continue to trail into the second frame. Yaziar Bello, Greg Harris, and Jake Rhodes due up for the Miners, or rather for the Beach Bums in the inning. Lefty, righty, and lefty due up, starting with Yaziar Bello against Joe Scanio. Scanio allowed an unearned run, but the error in the inning was his own. Righty versus lefty. First pitch to Arbello. Outside, ball 1. Yazzie Arbello bats left-handed. He went 0 for 2 on Wednesday, but he walked twice. Scanio's pitch is a sinker on the inside corner, 1-1. Arbello in the playoffs leading the team in average 412. 2 doubles, a home run, and 4 RBIs. The 1-1. Swing and a miss. Arbello, as usual, taking a home run swing. Came up empty, though. Arbello, one of those guys who looks like he's given max effort on every single swing. He's in a 1-2 hole. This may be the spot you see a changeup coming from Joe Scanio against the lefty. Swing and a miss, strike 3. He just elevates the 2-seamer and blows it right by Arbello. 1 away. That's the first strikeout for Scanio. Here comes Greg Harrisis. Harrisis, the center fielder and 7th hitter, hit a solo home run in the bottom of the 8th to tie the game 2 nights ago off of Derek Cape. Both of his home runs this season have come against the Rascals. First pitch from Scanio just misses a bit high, ball 1. Harrisis, a guy that possesses a ton of power. The wind really helped out that solo shot. Here is a sinker on the outside corner, 1-1. Harrisis has played in just 3 games in the postseason. He's 3 for 10, though. That home run and 2 driven in. Righty versus righty. Here's a breaking ball from Scanio. He plants that slider right over the plate, 1-2. Scanio moving quickly on the mound as usual. So remember, last time Scanio went out was in an elimination game in Game 2 at Southern Illinois. He went out and tossed 7 innings, giving up 2 runs, 1 earned, swing, and a miss, strike 3. Joe Scanio gets Harrisis chasing a slider low and away. 2 down, both on Ks for Scanio in the second. Here comes Jake Rhodes. Rhodes' postseason average matching his regular season one or nearly. A 188 playoff batting average. He hit just 186 in the regular season. Worst average on the team. 3 homers, 14 RBIs during regular season play. That was in 51 games. The left-handed hitting catcher now shoots a ball foul onto the berm down the left field line. Rhodes with no homers, no RBIs. Doesn't have a single extra base hit in the playoffs. He has walked 3 times to go along with his 3 base knocks. Righty versus lefty, no balls and 1 strike. Scanio coming out throwing darts in the second frame. Kicks and delivers. A pitch that just misses low and in on Scanio, unhappy with the call. Joe gets his sign with the abbreviated delivery. He comes home, the 1-1. Fouled away, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Joe Scanio, we mentioned, has 10 strikeouts, or rather 7 strikeouts in 10 2/3 postseason innings pitched. He has 11 punch-outs and 11 1/3 against this team. The 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Joe Scanio comes out and punches out the side in the top of the second. All 3 swinging. Headed to the bottom of the frame. Rascals trail 1-0. You're listening to Rascals Championship Baseball on TalkSTL.com. First, with nobody out but couldn't score. They look to even the tally here. Down 1-0. Joe Scanio punched out the side in the top of the frame. 3 strikeouts, all swinging. Arbello, Harrisis, and Rhodes. Leading off for the Rascals is Hector Crespo. He'll be followed by Jackson Slade and Josh Ludi in the second against Michael Shreves. Shreves winds and delivers, and Crespo shoots one into right center field, but ranging over, that one will be caught by Jeff W. in the gap. 1 away. Crespo hit it well. W was just able to track it down. Here comes Jackson Slade. Slade had an RBI infield single 2 days ago. Jackson 2 for 8 in the series with that run batted in. Righty versus righty, still looking for his first postseason long ball, and he takes a strike on the outside corner. Michael Shreves and Jackson Slade played together in college. They're teammates at Mount Tavallo. Here's a ball below the knees. So these guys know each other very well. Michael Shreves from Bradenton, Florida, attended State College of Florida, Manatee, Sarasota before transferring to Montevallo and playing with Jackson. Slade transferred to Montevallo out of LSU, of course. Got his college career going there with the Tigers before switching schools, swing and a miss. So 2 balls and 1 strike's the count, 1 out, bases empty. Slade with 9 long balls in the regular season, 36 driven in. That's a called strike 3. My mistake. It was a 2-2 count, and he gets rung up looking on the inside corner. Andy Dudonis hasn't been too liberal with the call on the inside, but he rings up Slade there. 2 away, bases empty for Josh Ludy. Ludy hit .267, 15 homers, 56 RBIs in the regular season. 4 homers and 11 of those RBIs came against this team, though. All 4 of them coming at this ballpark against Traverse City. That's right, 4 home runs in 3 games. Ball 1, lone away. He hit a pair of bombs and drove in 5 in the Rascals' 13-11 comeback victory, if you recall. That was a stretch in which the Rascals put up 29 runs in 2 days. 1-0, chopped foul. Josh Ludy hitting .278 in the postseason, no homers, 2 RBIs. Ludy with 2 hits in this series, a walk as well. Yesterday reached once. He takes a breaking ball low and in. 2 balls and 1 strike on the Rascals' backstop. Practically 0 wind at the ballpark right now. Complete opposite of what we saw at Traverse City, in which the wind was absolutely howling out to left center. Here's a ball lifted into left center field. Harrisis ranges over, still coming. He finally makes the catch to end the inning. The Rascals go down in order to match the top of the frame. Headed to the 3rd, 1-0's the score. You're listening to Rascals Championship Baseball on TalkSTL.com. Scanny, as usual, very efficient on the mound with his pitch count. Sam Bumpers, the first man due up. The shortstop bats right-handed, hits 9th. He went 1 for 4 2 nights ago with an infield single. Bumpers hitting .278 in the playoffs. No homers, 1 RBI. He takes a ball low and away from Scanio. Just 1 hit on the board so far for the Beach Bums. Costly error committed, though, by Joe Scanio. Just off the outside corner, 2-0. Bumpers on the regular season hit .215, 1 homer, 19 driven in. Scanny's 2-0 delivery, called strike on the outside corner, 2-1. The 2-1. Line drive right at Hector Crespo. Goes down to a knee to make the catch a little easier. 1 away. Back to the top of the order. Here's Jeff W. W does not have an official at bat after getting plunked in the first. He was replaced after Alex Tomasovich grounded into a 3-6 fielder's choice. W's done a great job at the top of the order, though. A spark plug for the offense. He led off game 1 with an infield single and scored, also drove in a run in the 2nd inning. And he lines one into right center. That's his 2nd time on base in this game. That breaks up a string of 6 straight set down by Scanio. 1 out, W at first for Alex Tomasovich. The second baseman grounded into a 3-6 fielder's choice last time. Rascals tried to turn two on him, couldn't quite nab him though. They'll look to complete a twin killing in the top of the third, so Scanio can try to face the minimum. Tomasovich at 278 with 5 homers and 28 driven in the regular season. 3 RBIs so far in the playoffs. A check on W. He's back safely. He has 3 swipes and 3 tries in the playoffs, 2 for 2 in this series. W on the year with 18 steals. That led the way. Strike pumped in by Scania. One run on 2 hits, no errors so far for the Beach Bums. No runs on 2 hits, 1 error for the Rascals. The error, the difference in this game right now. Scanio slowing down as usual with men on base. The 0-1 is a pitch out. Rascals doing the same that the Beach Bums did in the first, trying to outthink their skipper, Dan Roan. Instead, it evens the count 1-1 with 1 out and 1 man on base. Joe Scanio making his second start, third appearance of the playoffs. Of course, came out of the pen in the 1-game matchup against Florence, pitched 3 2/3 innings. Check on the runner, back safely. Scanio in his most recent outing, a start in Game 2 against Southern Illinois. Rascals had their backs against the wall, down 1-0 in a best-of-3. Rascals headed on the road against Adam Lopez in the minors. Lopez 10-0, Frontier League Pitcher of the Year. Runner goes, called strike, throw down to second, not quite in time. That's a steal for W, his 3rd of the series, 4th of the playoffs. It was a called strike, so the count goes to 1-2 on Tomasovich, but that erases the idea of a double play. Joe Scanio had to match up against Adam Lopez, who was 10-0 with a 1.86 ERA, Frontier League Pitcher of the Year. The minors were 16-0 in starts that he had made. Well, what did the Rascals do? Scanio outdueled him, and the Rascals won that game. Ground ball over to the second baseman. Crespo will throw out Tomasovich. That could have been 2 if the steal had not occurred, but instead it's just the second out of the frame. Tomasovich out 4-3. W moves up to 3rd. Joe Scanio pitched 7 innings in that game, by the way, on September 12th. 7-2 Rascals win. 2 runs, 1 earned, 5 hits, 1 walk, 4 Ks. He got the win. 1-0 in the playoffs now. 2 outs for Jay Austin. Austin's driven in the 1 run in the game so far. His was a 1-out single to left over the head of a drawn-in Johnny Morales. So 1 for 1 with a ribby. Righty versus lefty. He drives the ball down the left field line. Casey Rodriguez running over. He runs out of room, and that lands on the berm. Same deep defensive alignment for the Rascals as the previous 6 games. Casey Rodriguez in center, in left. Kern Radall in center, and Jackson Slade in right. Taylor Ard at third, Gianni Morales and Hector Crespo at the middle, Josh Silver at first, and Josh Ludy behind the plate. Ludy's caught every game in the postseason. The off days, though, really helped keep him fresh. No balls and 1 strike, righty on lefty. Pitch from Scanio. Ground ball into right field, a base hit. Jay Austin's 2nd RBI single of the game. That makes it 2-0 in the top of the 3rd. Scanio unable to strand the man at 3rd with 2 down. Austin 2 for 2 with a pair of ribbies. He drove in 32 in the regular season. He now has 5 total in the playoffs. Here comes Jose Vargas with 2 away. Vargas hit the ball well to right center last time, and we see Kern Radall take a couple steps back. 2 outs, man at first. There goes Austin. Called strike. It was a bluff by the man at first. The DH slammed on his brakes and returned to first. Strike 1 on the slider by Scanio, 0-1. 2 outs, top of the 3rd. Rascals now down 2-0. A run in the first, a run in the 3rd for the Beach Bums. Both base hits by Austin. A check over. He's back safely. Scanio threw one of those away, remember, in the first inning. That led to the first run of the game. Vargas with 5 RBIs. He shoots the ball foul. The third baseman went deep. He had 3 hits 2 nights ago. A solo home run, an RBI single, and another base hit. 3 for 5 at the dish. Rascals down 2-0, being out hit 3-2 right now. Scanio takes a deep breath as he peers in, gets the sign from Ludi. Comes set. The 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Joe Scanio gets his 4th strikeout, all swinging. That ends the inning. He strands a man at first, but not before allowing another run to come across. 2-0 is the score. To the bottom of the 3rd we go. You're listening to Rascals Championship Baseball on TalkSTL.com. Baseman from the right side digs in. Righty versus righty. First pitch, swing and a miss by Silver. Josh coming off of a 3-for-3 performance as he reached base 4 times on Wednesday. 3 singles, 2 RBI singles, and a walk. He has driven in 14. The 0-1 is a strike, no balls and 2 strikes. Silver banged .421, second highest on the postseason roster. A double, 2 homers, and 14 RBIs, leading the Frontier League postseason in ribbies. The 0-2. Outside, Silver, of course, with 1 home run and 17 driven in 69 regular season at-bats. Just about matched those numbers already. Next closest in RBIs, Brandon Jacobs with 6 for Traverse City. So he's more than twice better than that. A ball in the dirt, Silver lays off, 2-2's the count. Of course, the 2 grand slams on Sunday. A Frontier League first. No man in 1 Frontier League game has hit 2 grand slams in the 23-year history of the independent league, oldest independent league in the nation. Michael Shreves winds and delivers the 2-2. Inside and from 0-2, Silver's run the count full. Silver with 8 base hits. Second highest behind Zach Komatani in the playoffs. The payoff. Chopped foul. 6 strikeouts, 3 walks for Silver. That's his playoffs total. Leading off the bottom of the 3rd. Rascals with 2 hits. They're the first 2 men that Shreves has faced. He's retired the last 5 now. Another foul ball by Silver. Radall led off with a single to left field. Johnny Morales on the hit and run. Poked it into right. Radall went first to 3rd in the bottom of the 1st with nobody out, but the Rascals would strand both men on base. Not a big punch-out pitcher is the man on the mound, Shreves, although he does already have 1. Caught Jackson Slade looking. The payoff, lifted to the right side, foul territory. First baseman Yaziar Bello hoping he has enough room. He does, making the catch for the first out of the frame. Casey Rodrigue due next. Rodrigue, the final man to bat in the game. 2 nights ago had an RBI single with 2 outs in the 2nd. Casey at .261 batting average, no homers, and rather .238 batting average, no homers, 4 RBIs in the playoffs. Righty versus lefty. The left fielder hits a sharp bouncer over to the second baseman, Tomasovich, and he throws out Rodrigue. 2 up, 2 down. Rascals have made some good contact, but the defense has been behind Shreves. Mention he hardly gives up, or rather hardly strikes out guys, which usually is bad news, especially at this ballpark. Rascals during the regular season averaged 7.5 runs off of the Beach Bums. They scored 7 against Shreves in 5 innings the first time they matched up against him. And that was at Werfel Park. This first pitch up high to Curran Radall. Radall 1 for 1. Curran hit a 3-run shot against Shreves the first time they matched up. The 1-0. Down low. 1 of 3 home runs this year for Radall. A 3-run shot, part of a 5-run inning in the 2nd for the Rascals against the Beach Bums. That was the first time these 2 matched up all year. Scanio got the win. Shreves got the loss. The 2-0. Bounce foul. Rascals down 2-0 in the bottom of the third, looking to get on the board for the first time. They've scored 5 this series, being outscored 12-5 by the Beach Bums. Bums won game 1, 6-0, won game 2, 6-5 in walk-off fashion. They scored the final 5 runs of the game. Rascals went 5-0. Beach Bums won in the bottom of the ninth. Swing and a miss. Counts even 2-2 on Curran Radall with 2 outs and the bases empty. Radall tied for the league lead in hits, 125 base knocks. Led the league with 402 at-bats. Leading the postseason in at-bats, the 2-2. Lofted into deep right field. Going back at the track, it'll be caught by Jeff W. to end the inning. Radall is able to put some muscle behind that, but didn't hit it squarely, and he flies out to the warning track. Another 1-2-3 frame for Shreves. Headed to the fourth already. Rascals trailed 2-0. You're listening to Rascals Championship Baseball on TalkSTL.com. Top of the fourth inning, 2-0 is the score. First pitch is a called strike to Brandon Jacobs from Joe Scanio. Scanio got Jacobs to ground out 6-3 in the first inning, but Jacobs has taken Joe deep twice this year. The 0-1. Bounced foul, and it's quickly an 0-2 count on the left fielder of the Beach Bums. Mentioned Brandon Jacobs second in the playoffs with 6 RBIs behind only Josh Silver. Jacobs hitting 400, 2 long balls. Hit one off the scoreboard in game 1 against the Rascals. He now calls time before the 0-2 pitch. Jacobs with his socks high, just like Scanio, the man on the mound. Joe with 4 punch-outs already, all swinging. The 0-2 inside nearly hits Jacobs. If you recall, Brandon Jacobs was the man who was hit by a pitch supposedly by a Stephen Fry offering. Rascals would go on to lose that game. That was here. The 1-2. Down low. Jacobs holds off. That evens the count. 2-2. A run in the top of the first, a run in the top of the third for the Beach Bums. One of those 2 earned. Jay Austin with both RBIs, an RBI single in both of those frames. He's 2 for 2. Rascals still looking for the first RBI hit of the night for themselves. The 2-2. Foul ball. Count holds. Scanio led the Rascals with 19 starts in the regular season. 111 1/3 innings pitched. 80 strikeouts, 122 hits given up, all the most on the team. 2-2 chopped over to Ard. Takes on a high hop. Strong throw to first, and it's an out to start the inning. Here comes Yazi Arbello. Arbello struck out swinging in the second. Started a string of 3 in a row being punched out.
First baseman number 19, Yazi Arbello.
Arbello, a bit of a free swinger. Leading the team in postseason batting average .412, but his average was .237 through the regular season. Notice Jackson Slade in right field take a step or 2 back. First pitch is lined into deep left center field. It is going to split the gap. It 1 hops the wall. Curran Radall hurries it back to the infield, but it will be a 1-out double for Yazi Arbello going the other way with the pitch and splitting Rodrigue and Radall in center. Here comes Greg Harrisis. That's Arbello's 3rd double of the playoffs, his 4th extra base hit.
Center fielder number 7, Greg Harrisis.
Harrisis 0 for 1 with a strikeout. With 1 out, Scanio can just try to focus on the man at the plate, not worry about the guy getting to third on just a ground out or a fly out with 2 away, rather with 1 away. Here's a bouncer through the legs of Hector Crespo into right center field, a base hit. Harris puts one right by one of the most sure-handed second basemen in the Frontier League. That is an E4, another unearned run.
She's quoting all the commercials.
3-0's the score in the top of the fourth. That was a hot shot. Crespo, one of the best defensive second basemen in the league. He just whiffed on that one, took a nasty hop on him. No RBI for Harris. That'll go down as an 0 for 1 as he stands at first. Second unearned run of the game for the Beach Bums. They're up 3-0.
Come on, Joe, let's go! Rascals!
Started with a 1-out double by Yaziar Bello. Next man, Harris brings him home. Here's a bouncer right side, diving stop by Crespo. He throws to first and retires Jake Rhodes. A great play by Crespo, trying to make up for his error the previous play. 3 straight baseballs are put into play. Bello's double, Harris reaching on the error, and then Jake Rhodes on the ground out, 2 away. It's Sam Bumper's turn with 2 down. Bumper's 0 for 1, a line out to Crespo. He's been busy in the field so far. Scanio looking to strand the man at second. That's Greg Harris. The first pitch. Slider just runs off the outside corner, ball 1. Joe Scanio against this team last time gave up 6 unearned runs. He's given up 2 already. The 1-0. Breaking ball called. Strike on the inside corner. Bumpers can't believe it. That one started a bit up and in, but it had some nice movement coming back to the plate. 1-1. Joe Scanio with 4 strikeouts, no walks. A hit by pitch and 2 errors has hurt him so far. Ground ball up the middle. Diving stop by Crespo. Throw from his knees. Not in time, but a great play by Hector Crespo to keep that ball in the infield. If that reaches center, the runner will score. Instead, Harris has to stop at third. Bumpers with the infield knock is at first, but Jeff W. comes up. W, the leadoff hitter, is already 1 for 1. He's been hit by a pitch. He has a single, a stolen base, and a run scored. So Steve Brook will come out for a mound visit. No one throwing in the pen in the top of the fourth for the Rascals. Joe Scanio has the longest leash of any Rascals starter. Steve Brook just wants to go calm down his starter. 3 straight baseballs hit to Hector Crespo. The easiest one was the play he could not make. He makes 2 great diving stops, one towards first base, one towards second. He got the out on one of them, the other just an infield knock, but as I said, it saves a run. Crespo, the only infielder not to join the mound visit. Jeff W. drove in a run in game 1, an RBI sacrifice fly. A fly out here would not get the job done. He needs a 2-out hit. Rascals looking to escape the frame with just 1 run allowed. First pitch. Down low, check swing. He went around. The appeal confirms that W could not hold his swing. No balls and 1 strike. Men on the corners. Rascals already down 3-0 in the in the top of the fourth. The 0-1. Line drive into center field. Another base hit for the Beach Bums. 4-0's the score. It's an RBI single for W. Harris scores. That's the second unearned run of the inning because it comes with 2 outs. Give W an RBI. He's reached base all 3 times. Alex Tomasovich to hit. We'll see if the bullpen starts to kick into action. No one moving quite yet. Tomasovich 0 for 2. First pitch called strike. Rascals came back from a 5-0 deficit against the Beach Bums earlier this season at this ballpark, along with an 8-run 8th inning rally, all coming with 2 outs, the 0-1. Swing and a miss, no balls and 2 strikes. Nothing is out of the question at TR Hughes. 320 down the left field line, 299 down the right field line, 325 to the right center field gap, 382 to center. No balls and 2 strikes, ball in the dirt. Nice stop by Ludi. Bumper stays at second. At first, it's Jeff W. Alex Tomasovich at the dish. He does have 1 RBI in the series. Hit an RBI double to right field in the 7th inning. One ball and 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 men on. Scandy's offering, shot down the right field line, foul into the seats. So the count evens. Joe Scandio up on the rubber. Rascals being out hit 6-2 right now. Top of the 4th. Rascals' only threat came in the bottom of the 1st. They'll need to kick their offense into gear. Here's a foul ball into the seats.
Ouch.
4 runs, 6 hits, no errors for the Beach Bums. No runs, 2 hits, 2 errors for the Rascals. 3 of the 4 runs so far for Traverse City have been unearned. An error in the 1st inning by Joe Scanio, an error in this frame by Hector Crespo has led to 2 unearned in this inning. Josh Ludi goes out to have a word with his man, Joe Scanio. Ludi, the catcher, heads back to his spot behind the plate. 1 in the 1st, 1 in the 3rd, 2 in the 4th. Beach Bums lead. Rascals looking to force a Game 4 tomorrow night. The 1-2. Another foul ball by Tomasovich. Rascals participating in their 5th championship in the last 7 years. 4 of those under the command of Steve Brook. Rascals' lone championship in the history of the franchise was in 2010, Steve Brook's first season as that manager. This is popped up right side. Josh Silver, the first baseman, hardly moves and makes the catch to end the inning. Rascals give up 2 unearned runs in the top of the 4th. They trail 4-0 to the bottom of the frame we go. You're listening to Rascals Championship Baseball on TalkSTL.com. Bottom of the 4th for the Rascals as they look to get on the board for the first time tonight, trailing 4-0 in Game 3 of the Frontier League Championship Series. Rascals in an elimination game. It's the 4th they've played these playoffs. They're 3-0, obviously, as they are still playing. Called strike to Johnny Morales. He's 1 for 1 with a single in the 1st inning. Shreves winds and delivers. J-Mo pops it up. The second baseman, Tomasovich, makes the catch. 2 pitches, 1 out for Shreves. Michael Shreves has now retired 9 in a row. Morales is the last man to get on. Here comes Taylor Ard. Ard popped out to the first baseman. He was hitting with men on the corners and nobody out in the 1st, but could not bring home a run. Man with 83 driven in the regular season, most in the league, has just 1 RBI in the first 6 postseason contests. Shreves winds and delivers. Ard drills one into center field. Coming in, Harris will not make the play. It gets by him. At least a 2 is Ard. He's going to think about 3, but stop there. Taylor Ard with a 1-out base hit. We'll see if that goes as a hit with an error or a straight up double. It is a straight up two-bagger for Ard. His third hit of the postseason, all three of them doubles. Harris is taking a risk, didn't get a good read on it. Took an inefficient route, made it a last-second sliding backstabbing catch effort, and it gets right by him. Here comes Zach Komatani. Como 0 for 1. Grounded into a double play to end the first inning. Ard at second with one down. Komatani takes a strike on an off-speed pitch. 0-1. Komatani doubled home Taylor Ard after Ard led off the sixth with a double 2 nights ago. Komatani would love to replicate those results. He takes a ball in the dirt, 1-1. Although if Como hits a ball as far as he did on the double 2 nights ago, it would be well out of here, landing either in the Rascals' pen or on top of their clubhouse. 53 driven in by Komatani in the regular season, and Taylor Ard led the Frontier League in runs scored. He crossed home plate 88 times this year. The 1-0. Here's a nice breaking ball by Shreves, 1-2. Combination of things obviously helped Ard lead the league in runs scored. First and foremost, driving himself in 30 times helps. Getting in front of such a potent offense does as well. And of course, when you have 29 doubles, you're putting yourself in scoring position quite often. 1-2. Komatani did lead the team in strikeouts with 83. Takes a pitch inside and it gets to the backstop. Ard goes up to third base, and that's a ball and a wild pitch. Count goes at 2-2, and that puts Ard at third base with just 1 out. That means if Komatani can put the ball in play, most likely it'll bring home Ard, who has decent wheels. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Shreves will stay with the abbreviated delivery despite Ard being on third. Time called at home plate. Zach Komatani, surprisingly, despite all the extra base hits in the postseason, has just 2 driven in. The 2-2. Low and away. Great eye. Playing off that breaking ball, and the count runs full. 3-2. Hector Crespo's on deck for the Rascals. Komatani's drawn his fair share of walks, 5 in the playoffs. He'd be willing to take one here. The payoff pitch. Fouled away. Komatani shooting a breaking ball into the right field stands. Zach Komatani, a former Traverse City Beach Bum, traded to the Rascals last season for a first-round pick after starting his Frontier League career with this team. The 3-2 again. Driven into center field. It's hit well, pushing Harris's back. It's playable, though. He makes the catch. Ard will score easily. It's the first run of the game for the Rascals. 4-1's the score in the bottom of the 4th. Como gets his 3rd postseason RBI. It's a sacrifice fly to center. Just good to see that run up on the board and get things going. Hector Crespo to hit with 2 down and no one on. Crespo 0 for 1 with a fly out to right field. He hit the ball well into right center, but play was made in the 2nd inning. He shows Bunny, pops it up, and it goes foul. Crespo made a costly error in the top of the inning. Allowed a ball to get by him with 1 out and a man on second. The runner scored, kept the door open for another run, a pair of unearned charged to Scania. Breaking ball misses up high, 1-1. Crespo with 4 home runs and 40 RBIs in the regular season. Hit better than 300 last season. 1-1. Slider outside. 2 balls, 1 strike. Shreves winds and delivers. A ball down low, and the count runs at 3-1. See some action in the Rascals bullpen already. It's just the bottom of the 4th. Zeb Sneed moving around, as is Will Shearholtz. Neither of them throwing from the mound. Neither of them throwing at all, in fact. Just a bit anxious, perhaps. The 3-1 is low and away, and it's a walk for Crespo. Hector takes first base on the play. That's his 4th postseason walk. Rascals have done their job in the first 6 games of the postseason. They've walked 26 times. So they've done a good job getting on. Here comes Jackson Slade. Slade 0 for 1, struck out looking. It's the only strikeout for Shreves, mentioned former college teammates. First pitch to Slade, down low. Ball 1, and Shreves is really having trouble locating now. That walk to Crespo, the first walk of the game for the starter. Crespo with great speed, led the league with 40 steals in just 45 tries. Might be looking to go with the erraticness of Shreves. A check on Crespo, back safely. Down 3 runs, though. Maybe Steve Brook wants to play it a little safer, but it's typically not how Steve plays his games. 1-0. 4 straight balls delivered. And another ball inside, 2-0. Slade with 4 hits in the postseason, 3 of them infield hits. 1 RBI, hitting 182 in the playoffs. Shreves, a lot of trouble finding the zone. He misses outside again. Andy Dudanis, the home plate umpire, sticking firm on his calls, is not going to give Shreves the benefit of the doubt as he struggles to find the plate. 3-0. Slade will most likely have the red light all the way. Here is a strike right down the middle, 3-1 now. Big pitch. If Slade could do some damage with this, it would put the Rascals right back into striking distance. The 3-1. Slade fouls it away, and he loses the bat in the process. His bat flying into the backstop, luckily, and not into the seats. And the count runs full, 3-2. With 2 outs, Crespo will be on the move from first. Slade grabs some pine tar from his close friend, Josh Ludy. Crespo will not be held at first as Yazier Bello plays behind him. He'll get a great jump. A gapper should score him. 3 balls, 2 strikes. There he goes. The payoff is low and away. Ball 4. Jackson Slade coaxes the walk. It's the 2nd straight base on balls issued by Shreves. We'll see if there's going to be a mound visit possibly before Josh Ludy comes up, and there will be, as the tying run steps to the plate for the Rascals in the bottom of the 4th. The pitching coach, Greg Cataray, coming out. Try to settle down Shreves. And a flashback, Josh Ludy hit 4 home runs in a 3-game series against Traverse City earlier this year, including 2 in 1 game. That was the game in which the Rascals went down 5-0, would eventually score 8 runs in the bottom of the 8th to win that game 16-11. Ludy hit a 2-run shot and a 3-run homer in that game. He represents the tying run. 15 home runs, 56 RBIs in the regular season. He has Crespo at 2nd and Slade at 1st. Ludy Emanuel will take his fair share of walks, 39 in the regular season. Shreves has walked 2 straight with 2 down. First pitch to Ludy. Inside, ball 1. That nearly got a piece of Ludy's front elbow. 1 ball and no strikes. Shreves peering in, gets the sign, comes set. The 1-0. Low and away. Dudonis will not budge on those borderline pitches. 2 balls and no strikes. Last 2 men have drawn walks for the Rascals. Rascals have done a great job of making opponents pay when it comes to putting men on for free. The 2-0. Popped up right side, foul territory. Yaziar Bello, the first baseman, will make the catch to end the inning. The Rascals score their first run of the game, but strand 2. 4-1's the score to the 5th. We had Joe Scanio leads the charge back onto the diamond for the Rascals. You're listening to Rascals Postseason Baseball on TalkSTL.com. Four to 1's the score. Rascals got on the scoreboard for the first time in the bottom of the 4th. Top of the 5th, up 4-1. Both pitchers have thrown 63 pitches through the first 4 innings. Joe Scanio facing the man who's driven in a pair of runs, Jay Austin, swinging first pitch, lining out to Hector Crespo. Austin looking for hit number 3. Instead, he makes out number 1 of the 5th. Here comes Jose Vargas. Vargas 0 for 2, a flyout and a strikeout. Austin had driven in the first 2 runs of the game with 2 singles. Rascals down 4-1. Taking the first step to the comeback, down by just 3. No time to worry just yet. Vargas takes a strike on the outside corner. Haven't seen anyone throwing in either bullpen, although Michael Shreves, the starter, had worked himself into some trouble in the bottom of the 4th, walking 2 men with 2 outs, bringing the tying run to the plate. Pitch down low to Vargas, 1-1. He was able to get Josh Ludy to pop out in foul territory, though. Scanny's offering. Driven into shallow center field, coming in. Curran Radall settles under it for the second out. Now Brandon Jacobs. And you look at this potent offense, and you really circle 2 names in it, I believe. Most people do, at least. Jose Vargas and Brandon Jacobs. Vargas with the most impressive resume of any man in this lineup. And Austin, who's put up the most impressive season. Well, what have they done so far? 0 for 5 against Joe Scanio. Vargas now 0 for 3. Jacobs 0 for 2 with a ground out to short and a ground out to third, hitting here with 2 away and no one on. First pitch is a called strike. Scanio not afraid of Vargas, not afraid of Jacobs either, despite allowing 2 bombs to Jacobs this season. The 0-1. Bounce foul, he's quickly in an 0-2 hole. Joe with 4 strikeouts so far, including striking out the side in the second inning. All 4 of his punch-outs have come swinging. Scanio gets his sign. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, bases empty. The 0-2. Line drive into left field, a base hit. Scanio was working on his second perfect frame of the game. Instead, another hit for the Traverse City offense. Yaziar Bello due up. Arbello doubled and scored in the 4th inning. 1 for 2. He was one of those strikeout victims of Scanio's. Jacobs at first with 2 away. Kept the inning going with a base knock. Scanio goes to the stretch, not much different from his other delivery. He just has to come set before coming home. Swing and a miss. Arbello giving it his all, every single swing. No balls, 1 strike. Scanny's 0-1. Just up and in. Arbello on top of the plate. Maybe made that pitch look a little less strike worthy than if he had been backed up a bit. has to turn out of the way. 1-1's the count with 2 down. New pace of play rules state that you are not allowed to leave the batter's box if you don't swing the bat, although basically every pace of play rule seems to have been ignored in the postseason and no one minds. Called strike. 1-2. When it comes to the playoffs, everyone just wants to worry about baseball. So the umpires have been a bit lax. Nobody's complaining. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Top of the 5th, Rascals down 4-1. Scanio versus Vargas. Swing and a miss, strike 3, ball in the dirt, so Ludi will throw down to first, and that completes the out. First punch out of the inning, second punch out of Yaziar Bello, 5th strikeout of the game for Joe Scanio. He does allow a hit, but nothing more. Head to the bottom of the 5th. Rascals trail 4-1. You're listening to Rascals Championship Baseball on TalkSTL.com. Rascals trail 4-1 to the Traverse City Beach Bums in Game 3 of the Frontier League Championship Series. Josh Silver leads off against Michael Shreves. First pitch low and away. Josh Silver, the Frontier League leader in RBIs. He's driven in 14 with 2 home runs and a double. 11 of those 14 RBIs have come on 3 swings. He takes a pitch up and in, 2-0. So Shreves continues his command issues here into the 5th inning after walking 2 in the 4th, and then finally getting Josh Ludi to pop out. The 2-0 to Silver. Sharp ground ball up the middle. It's a diving pick by Tomasovich from his knees. He gets Josh Silver. What a play by the second baseman, Alex Tomasovich. A ball that looked ticketed for center field. He throws out. Silver, the leadoff man. That's a 4-3 put out. Here comes Casey Rodriguez with 1 out and the base is empty. Rodriguez 0 for 1, a ground out. Righty versus lefty. First pitch from Shreves. Strike right down the middle. Rodriguez gonna force him to throw a first pitch strike. Let him prove that he can put one over the plate before he goes swinging. 0-1. Misses up high. Rodriguez much better against lefties than righties. 167 on the regular season against right-handed hurlers, despite batting lefty. Shreves winds and delivers the 1-1. Fouled away by Rodriguez. Rascals were held scoreless through the first 3. Scored in the bottom of the 4th, though, on a Zach Komatani sacrifice flyout. Como's 3rd RBI of the playoffs. The 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Rodriguez goes chasing a ball in the dirt. That's the 2nd strikeout for Shreves. Curran Radall's 3rd time up now. Curran 1 for 2. 3rd time through the order. You often see offenses start to click 3rd time round if they've been struggling against a starter. 3rd time you get to see them, start really timing them up. Rascals will hope to do that here. Shreves' first pitch, the Rascals center fielder. Up and in, ball 1. Curran has now been on base 4 times over the last 2 games. Shreves 1-0. Fouled away. Curran Radall, the oldest member of the Rascals roster, 24. He's the one veteran on the squad. He has played in more games in his career than any other River City Rascal. Surpassed Coach Eric Williams for that honor this year. 1-1, up and away, 2 balls and 1 strike. Curran has played in more than 300 games as a Rascal. He's in his 4th year. 2-1, 2 outs, bases empty. Radall with 3 jacks this season, 1 against this team. Fouled away. Shreves for the 2-2 count against Radall now. 2 outs, base is empty. Curran trying to keep the frame alive for Johnny Morales. JMO on deck is 1 for 2, just like the man at the plate. Rascals with only 3 hits in the game. Radall, Morales, and Ard, the top 3 men in the lineup, with all 3 knocks. Crespo and Slade have both walked. 5 total men to reach base against Shreves. The 2-2. Radall bounces it foul. Curran, not a guy who strikes out very often. Shreves, not a guy who strikes out very many men. Mentioned more than 100 innings under his belt, less than 40 strikeouts. Shreves with the luxury of playing at the spacious Warfel Park. Don't have to worry about missing bats too often. Not necessarily the case at this ballpark, although he's pitched quite well tonight. 2-2 once again. Outside, and the count runs full. 3-2. Mentioned Shreves walked 4 against the Rascals on August 11th. That was a season high. Rascals already with 2 off him tonight. Bottom of the 5th inning, trail by 3 runs, trying to get a 2-out rally started. Rascals have gotten quite a few of those going recently. Curran Radall drills one into deep right field, but going back, it'll be caught by Jeff W. to end the inning. It's another 1-2-3 frame for Shreves, his 3rd of the game. Rascals trail 4-1, already to the 6th inning we go. You're listening to Rascals Championship Baseball on TalkSTL.com. This leads off the top of the 6th. Joe Scanio's first pitch fouled away. Strike 1. Top of the 6th inning. Rascals trail 4-1. Joe Scanio in his 6th inning of work. Kicks and delivers. Harris lays off, low and away. Harris is 0 for 2. Reached on an error in the 4th inning. Came around to score. The ball he hit past Crespo, scored a run on the play. Low and in. 2 balls and 1 strike. Righty throwing in the pen for the Rascals. Looks like Derek Cape out there. Cape, of course, the righty who likes to face lefties, but he gave up 2 runs, including earning the loss 2 nights ago. Called strike 2-2. Cape gave up the solo home run to the man at the plate. Greg Harris has tied the game in the bottom of the 8th, and then in the bottom of the 9th allowed a man to get on. Jeff W., the eventual game-winning run. Hot shot, diving stop by Crespo, has to leap to his feet. The throw to first, not in time. It's Johnny Morales, not Hector Crespo, deep in the hole at shortstop. Morales can't complete the out, though. It's an infield single for Harris. It's a great play. Taking on a 1-hop dive. Kept in the infield, fielded it cleanly, but Harris with too much speed beats it out. Man on first with nobody out for Jake Rhodes. W and Jay Austin, the 1 and 3 hitters in the lineup, both lefties. Currently on the 8th hitter in the order. We'll see if maybe Kate comes in to face the top of the lineup. Rhodes shows bunt. He lays it down foul. That gets a piece of Ludi as it was headed out of play. Rhodes 0 for 2. Weakest hitter in the lineup for the Beach Bums. Hits 8th, not 9th. You'll see that often with a designated hitter. You'll bat the worst hitter in the lineup 8th instead of 9th. So that way the 9 hitter can act as a second leadoff man. Corners crashing. Rhodes bunts, taken by Silver. He thinks about second, but throws to first. That's a 3-4 sacrifice bunt. Rhodes is out. That won't go down as an 0 for 1, though. No official at bat. 1 away for Sam Bumpers, the 9 hitter. Not very often will you see someone sacrifice for the 9 hitter to come up. Bumpers 1 for 2, an infield single in the 4th. 1 out, runner at second base. That's Greg Harris. Breaking ball from Scanio, called strike. No balls and 1 strike, 1 out. Top of the 6th inning, Rascals down 4-1. 4 runs, 8 hits, no errors for the Beach Bums. 1 run on 3 hits, 2 errors committed by the Rascals. The 0-1. Line drive into right field. Slade coming in, makes the catch. They have a shot at second. Throw in for the double play in time. A 9-6 double play. Jackson Slade picks up the outfield assist, and that ends the inning. Headed to the bottom of the 6th. Rascals trail 4-1. You're listening to Rascals Championship Baseball on TalkSTL.com. Rascals trail 4-1. The 2, 3, 4 hitters due up for the Rascals, though. Johnny Morales, Taylor Ard, and Zach Komatani. Rascals ended the top of the frame on a double play, turned by Jackson Slade in right field. Greg Harris is getting too far off a second on a line drive, and at TRUs, those liners into right, even shallow ones are typically caught, and Slade got to show off his strong arm, doubling off Harris's. First pitch to Johnny Morales, a called strike, 0-1. J-Mo 1 for 2. Coming off of a 1-2-3 frame for Shreves. He is set down 4 in a row, and a righty starts to get hot down in the pen for the Beach Bums. The 0-1. Bounced right back into the mitt of Shreves. The pitcher underhands to first, 1 away. Taylor Ard comes up. Ard 1 for 2, a double and a run scored. His double to center field. Probably should have been a single, but Greg Harris made a sliding attempt and it got right by him. He wasn't charged with an error on the play. Ard gets the 2-bagger. Second time Ard gets a double in this series on a misplayed ball. Brandon Jacobs had one hop right over his head 2 days ago. Pitch inside, ball 1. Ard looking for one big swing to break him out of the funk. Snapped an 0 for 21 streak on his double on Wednesday at Werfel Park. The 1-0. Foul ball. 1-1. Ard, the Frontier League MVP. 1-1. Shreves takes a deep breath, lines and delivers. Ball low and away. Ard lays off. Even if Ard seems to be in a slump, not very easy facing the big righty. The 2-1. Shreves, a long pause, now winds and delivers. Ard drives one into left field, not hit very well though. Jacobs comes in and makes the catch. 2 down. Here comes Zach Komatani. Como 0 for 1, but he does have an RBI sacrifice fly. He's driven in the only run of the game for the Rascals. A fly out to center that brought home Ard in the 4th. Rascals trailing 4-1. Michael Shreves has kept the Raskies in check. 1 run on just 3 hits, 2 walks. Rascals had a good opportunity in the first, down 1-0 with men on the corners and nobody out, but could not score. First pitch from Shreves. Como bounces one back into his mitt again. Shreves throws to first. He makes 2 plays in the field in the inning. Sets the Rascals down in order. To the 7th we go. Rascals trail 4-1. You're listening to Rascals Championship Baseball on TalkSTL.com.
Hey, this is Danny Kanaa from Miami. Don't go away. There's plenty more Rascals baseball right after this.
The Rascals are the best destination for your group this summer.
Of the 7th inning, Rascals trail 4-1, and Derek Cape enters the game. Joe Scanio done for the night. Scanny gives up 4 runs, but only 1 earned on 8 hits, no walks in 6 innings. He strikes out 5, currently the pitcher of record for the Rascals. Derek Cape enters the game for the Rascals. Cape, the right-hander out of Columbia, Kentucky, comes in. He's pitching in his 6th postseason game. He's 0-1 with a 5.68 ERA. He took the loss 2 nights ago. Cape gave up 2 runs in an inning and 2/3, including a solo home run, 2 hits, 2 strikeouts on Wednesday. Cape Went 3-2 with a 3.95 ERA in the regular season. In 48 appearances, led the team. He comes in against the top of the lineup. Jeff W., Alex Tomasovich, and Jay Austin. Lefty, righty, lefty for the Rascals. Zach Treese is throwing in the bullpen for the Rascals right now. Big breath by Cape. He winds and delivers the first pitch of the inning, and it's a strike on the outside corner. Cape did a great job in the bottom of the ninth after giving up a leadoff double to Jeff W., the man at the plate. Alex Tomasovich moved him to third on a bunt. But then Jay Austin, he got him to pop out, keeping W at third with 2 down, and in came Baragwetti. Victor gave up the game-winning hit to Jose Vargas. Foul ball makes it 0-2 on Jeff W. Righty versus lefty. Cape stares in, winds and delivers the 0-2 pitch, up and away. The home run that Cape gave up to Greg Harris to tie the game in the bottom of the 8th came on an 0-2 pitch. Just a little bit of salt in that wound. You hate to see an 0-2 pitch given up for a hit. Buries one in the dirt. 2-2 now. Derek Cape, so good against lefties this season. They're hitting just .250 against him. Led Rascals relievers with 53 strikeouts. He has 4 punch-outs in 6 1/3 playoff innings. The 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. He gets another one there. The best strikeout pitcher out of the pen for the Raskies punches out W to start the 7th. Alex Tomasovich, who's 0 for 3, will now hit. Tomasovich reached on a fielder's choice in the first and scored. That was the first run of the game. Cape winds and delivers the first pitch to Tomasovich. Strike at the knees. Cape facing a righty, and we mentioned just .250 average against lefties. It's not like righties have been much better, hitting .256 against him. The Rascals have a couple guys that can face lefties, that can face righties, so they save Cape to face those left-handers. Line drive yanked down the left field line, and that bounces into the bullpen of the visiting Beach Bums. No balls and 2 strikes. Derek Cape has been used in all but 1 game for the Rascals in the playoffs. The only one he didn't pitch in was game 1 of the championship series against the Beach Bums in a 6-0 loss. Pitched in the first 4 games, as did Shearholtz. No balls, 2 strikes. Cape winds and delivers outside, 1-2. Cape in his first season with the Rascals pitched in the Diamondbacks organization last year. Most likely the hardest thrower on the entire staff. The 1-2, down low. Cape can consistently get it into the low to mid-90s. We saw in Lake Erie he threw as hard as 96. Although in Lake Erie there's some murmurings that that gun might be fast, a mile per hour or 2. The 2-2. The Rascals thought it was called strike 3. Instead, it will go a full count, 3-2. Ludi cocked his arm, about to throw down to third. That pitch just a bit off the outside corner. 3 balls and 2 strikes. 1 out, bases empty. Already 1 strikeout in the inning for Cape. He nods, winds, and delivers. The payoff floated into shallow right field. Jackson Slade will make an easy catch. 2 away. Base is empty for Jay Austin. Austin most likely the last man that Cape will face in the inning. Rather, in general, if he gets Austin here, inning over, Cape works his 7th. If Austin reaches, you have the righty Zach Treese ready to go against Jose Vargas and Brandon Jacobs, who are due up next. Austin 2 for 3, a couple of RBI singles and a line out to Crespo. He takes a ball low. 1-0. Probably sad to see Joe Scanio go. Had a nice day against the Rascals starter. He drove in 2 against Scanio, one of them an unearned run. The other one, the only earned run that Scanio gave up. 1-0, chopped up the middle. Crespo takes on a hop, off balance throw to first. The stretch is in time. A 4-3 put out to end the inning. It's a perfect frame for Derek Cape, a strikeout, a flyout, and a groundout. Headed to the bottom of the 7th. Rascals trail 4-1. You're listening to Rascals Championship Baseball on TalkSTL.com.
Hey fans, this is Josh Ludy. Stick around, there's more baseball coming up.
What's 3 inches wide and can save your life? A seat belt, but only if it's buckled.
The starter for it, the Beach Bums, back out there for some more work. Shreves will be facing Hector Crespo, Jackson Slade, and Josh Ludy in the inning. Rascals down 4-1. Derek Cape worked a perfect top of the 7th, first reliever in the game for either team, but the starter still out there for the Beach Bums. Crespo due up first, 0 for 1, a flyout and a walk.
All right, sorry, guys. We gotta do our final beer.
Crespo drew a 2-out walk in the 4th inning to keep the frame going. Was stranded at second, though. Shreve's first pitch winds and delivers. It's up and in, ball 1. Rascals have mustered just 3 hits, 2 walks against the righty. Shreves pitched the clinching game against Normal, although he took a no decision after giving up 4 in 4. This pitch up high, 2-0. Righty versus righty. The pitch to Crespo. There's a strike. Crespo in his 2nd season with the Rascals. Played in the Yankees organization, got as high as AAA. He takes a strike, evens the count 2-2. Crespo led the league with 40 steals this year. Last season led the team with 38 swipes. Was a 2014 Frontier League All-Star. The 2-2. He takes a ball in the dirt and the count runs full. Rascals hoping to get to Shreves at least for a couple base runners. Have to assume he'll be on a short leash with the righty thrown in the pen. He looks just about ready to go. So if Shreves gets into any trouble, it'll most likely be Dan Roan going to his relievers. The 3-2. Fouled away. It's the 3rd time through the order for the Rascals. If Crespo could get on, and maybe Slade as well, you get a couple base runners on before Shreves is chased out of the game. 3 balls and 2 strikes. The payoff again. Lazy fly ball into left field. Jacobs makes the catch. 1 out. Jackson Slade 0 for 1 with a walk, just like Crespo. Slade struck out looking in the 2nd inning, just 1 of 2 punch outs for Shreves. Rascals down 2-0, looking to avoid the sweep.
Rascals, let's go!
First pitch to Jackson Slade is up high, ball 1.
Let's go, Rascals, let's go!
Slade in his first season in professional baseball. From Sibley, Louisiana, the 1-0. There's a strike at the belt. Evens the count, 1-1. Rascals offense trying to get rolling. They've scored all their runs in the series in 3 innings. Line drive into center, caught by Greg Harris, 2 away. Josh Ludy, 0 for 2. 2 up with 2 down and the base is empty. Just takes 1 swing of the bat for the Rascals to try to just start something here. Down just 3 runs. Wouldn't take much, especially at TRU's ballpark. Seen the Rascals put up a lot of runs in a hurry here. First pitch outside, ball 1. Ludy has made an out through the air twice. Rascals scored 8 runs against this team in the 8th inning in a game earlier this year. The 1-0, called strike. Beach Bums nearing their first Frontier League championship. Celebrating their 10th year of existence. Rascals defeated them in 2010. The 1-1. Outside, 2-1. In 2009, the Rascals were in the championship series. They lost, or rather, they won the first 2 games against Lake Erie before Lake Erie ripped off 3 victories in a row and defeated the Rascals. So it has been done. It is doable. Called strike on the outside corner. Ludi a little surprised. Even count. Rascals have to win out to win the championship. 2 games here and then 1 game in Traverse City would be their path. Pop up right side, foul territory near the tarp. Yazzie Arbello runs into it and runs out of room. So the count holds on the Rascals catcher. Ludi with 2 hits in the series. He's now 2 for 9. He's walked once, he's struck out twice. Two balls, 2 strikes, the pitch. Ludi drills one into deep left center field. This ball's got a chance, gone! No, it's in play. That's gonna be a double for Ludi. That ball, I thought, got out of here for a moment. It banged off the wall, and Brandon Jacobs took a spill. It's a 2-out double for Josh Ludi. Hit the top of the wall, came back in, and Ludi with a double. Brandon Jacobs took a spill in left field. Dan Roan's going to come out. I think he's going to make a change. Josh Ludi with a double off the top of the wall with 2 outs, and that'll be it for the starter Shreves. Rascals down 4-1, but they have something going with 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th. We'll let you know who it is coming out of the pen after this. You're listening to Rascals Baseball on TalkSTL.com. With a double off the top of the left field wall. He gets a double with 2 down. He stands at second. Brett Dahlson enters the game. Dahlson 1-0 with a 0 ERA in 4 postseason games. He has 1 save. He's pitched 5 innings. He's given up 5 hits, 4 walks, 2 strikeouts, but he is not allowed a run. He took the win 2 nights ago on Wednesday, pitching the 8th and 9th inning. Gave up 2 hits, 3 walks in that outing. 1 strikeout, no runs, and he got the dub. He'll have to face the Frontier League postseason RBI leader. That's Josh Silver at the dish with 14 driven in. This is his 7th game of the postseason. He's played in all of them. 2 home runs, 14 RBIs, including 2 driven in on 3 hits and a walk 2 nights ago. First pitch, chopped over to third. Vargas takes it, throws to first, and that ends the inning. The Rascals get a 2-out double but cannot score. Headed to the 8th already. They trail 4-1. Zach Treese will enter the game. You're listening to Rascals Championship Baseball on TalkSTL.com.
Hi, this is Curran Radall from Moses Lake, Washington. You can catch all 96 games this season right here on TalkSTL.com.
Of the 8th inning, Zach Treese, the right-hander, enters the game for the Rascals. Derek Cape worked a perfect 7th, and Treese comes in the 8th. Rascals down 4-1, looking to keep it just a 3-run deficit. He'll face Jose Vargas, Brandon Jacobs, and Yazzie Arbello, righty, lefty, in the 8th. Treese making his 3rd postseason appearance. He has not allowed a run in his first 2. 2 2/3 innings, just 1 hit, no walks, 3 strikeouts. Treese has been very good. No record for the Rascals in the playoffs. In the regular season, Treese had an ERA of 3.77, a 2-1 record in 34 outings for the Rascals. He'll face the middle third of the order. Rascals down 4-1. They got a 2-out double by Josh Ludy in the 7th, but could not score as Josh Silver stranded him at 3rd. Treese finishes up his warm-up tosses, and we're ready to go in the top of the 8th. Rascals trail 4-1. They need to score 3 runs before making 6 outs, but Rascals also need to keep the Beach Bum's potent offense in check. Treese steps on the rubber as Vargas steps into the box. Vargas 0 for 3. First pitch, swing and a miss. He goes chasing outside. Cutter, two-seamer, slider, changeup for Treese. The 0-1. Grounded foul. Oh, no balls and 2 strikes. Treese struck out 29 men in 31 innings in the regular season. Mentioned 3 punch-outs in 2 2/3 in the postseason. He went 1 perfect inning against this team in game 1. Swing and a miss, strike 3. He punches out Vargas. Second time Vargas has gone down swing. On Tuesday, Treese went 1 perfect frame, need just 10 pitches to get 2 strikeouts and a ground out to first. 3 strikeouts now against the Beach Bums. Here comes Brandon Jacobs. Treese tossed 2 2/3 perfect innings in the series here against Traverse City. 5 up, 5 down. First pitch low and away. Against Traverse City on August 13th, though, at Traverse, he gave up 1 unearned run on 2 hits in 2/3 of a frame. But 1 up. Strike on the outside corner. Jacobs ground out to short, ground out to third, and then the single to left field. So everything's been hit to the left side of the diamond. 1-1. Line drive into left center field. This will get down. Jacobs' second hit of the game. Rodrigue returns the ball to the infield. A 1-out single. Just the second hit and second man that Treese is allowed to reach base in the playoffs. Yazi Arbello comes up. Arbello 1 for 3. He's a lefty for Treese. Lefties hit Treese pretty well. Right-handers ain't just 218 against him, but lefties 375. It's the highest average against for any Rascals pitcher against lefties. Treese has to go to the slide step now. Kicks and delivers. First pitch to Arbello, fouled away. Yazi split the gap in left center in the 4th inning and scored on an error committed by the second baseman. That's Hector Crespo over there, who couldn't handle the ball cleanly. His error led to 2 unearned runs in the 4th. 3 total unearned runs surrendered by the Rascals, all 4 given up tonight. Been charged to Scania. Check on Jacobs, he's back safely. No one throwing in the pen for either team. Probably see Dawson in the bottom of the 8th. Righty versus lefty. Treese looking for a ground ball. He comes set. There goes the runner. Swing and a miss. Throw down to second. Is in time. Morales barely holds on. The tag a little bit high on Jacobs, so he'll give Jacobs a pat on the behind to make sure he's okay. That's a 2-6 caught stealing. It was a swing and a miss, maybe a busted hit and run for Arbello. He's in an 0-2 hole, 2 outs, base is empty. An absolute strike fired by Josh Ludy from behind the plate. The tag nearly poked the ball free of the mitt of Morales, but he was able to hold on. Back to the windup, the 0-2 for Treese. Just inside, and Arbello just able to hold up on the check. Rain has stayed away all night despite there being rain in the forecast to be on and off for the entire evening. It has not rained here. Timeout now called by Arbello. He steps out after a long pause by Treese. Zach Treese added to the roster mid-season, being traded from the Crushers to the Rascals. Second time he was traded this season. Now Ludi will go out to figure out what he wants to throw, or rather what he wants Treese to throw. Zach Treese pitching for his third Frontier League team. Started with the Grizzlies. He was traded to the Crushers after one season. Split time between the bullpen and the rotation last year for the Crushers. This is the first time in Treese's 4-year career in which he has an ERA north of 3. Breaking ball called, strike 3 through the back door. He punches out Arbello. A couple of strikeouts for Treese in the 8th. Headed to the bottom of the frame. Rascals down 4-1. You're listening to Rascals Championship Baseball on TalkSTL.com. Of the 8th inning, Rascals down 4-1 to the Traverse City Beach Bums. In the bottom of the 8th, the Rascals have Casey Rodriguez, Curran Radall, and Johnny Morales up. The 9, 1, and 2 hitters in the lineup. They'll be facing Brett Dawson. Dawson got the final out of the 7th. He'll work his first full frame here in the 8th. Looks like Chuck Geisels is throwing in the pen right now for the Beach Bums. He is their 9th inning man, replacing Andrew Brockett as the closer after Brockett was placed on the suspended list. Casey Rodriguez go for 2, a ground out and strikeout leading off. Righty versus lefty. Dawson takes his sign, comes set. First pitch. Rodriguez takes a strike, 0-1. Casey with 4 RBIs in the postseason. Looking to spark a rally. 5 hits. This is his 7th game. The 0-1. Outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Rodriguez hasn't done too much damage in this series. 2 hits. He does have an RBI. He drove in a run 2 nights ago. A 2-out single. The 1-1 from the side-winding Dawson. Fouled away. 1-2. Dawson in his first season with Traverse City, 0-3, but with a 1.84 ERA in the regular season. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Rodriguez punched out for the 2nd time. Curran Radall due up. Radall 1 for 3. 1 out, no one on. Curran singled in the first inning, has not reached base since. He got to third with nobody out, but was stranded there. Wind starts to kick up at TRU's. First pitch. Radall lines one down the left field line, but this will go foul. Off the bat, thought he may have a chance to stay fair for a moment, but quickly became apparent that was ticketed for the berm. No balls and 1 strike. The Rascals down to their final 5 outs. Dawson comes set. The 0-1. Bounce to the right side. Tomasovich flips to first, 2 down. Johnny Morales is 1 for 3. He comes up. J-Mo singled in the first, hasn't been on since. J-Mo hitting .272 against righties this year. Actually better against righties than against lefties. He takes a pitch low and away, ball 1. Morales at .264 on the regular season, 1 home run, 35 RBIs. Doubled 17 times. Rascals have gotten almost nothing going offensively tonight. The 1-0. Bounce to the left side, bumpers the shortstop, throws to first, and it's a perfect inning for Dawson. He's gone 4 up, 4 down since entering the game. Headed to the 9th. Rascals trail 4-1. You're listening to Rascals Championship Baseball on TalkSTL.com.
Hey, this is Danny Canoa from Miami. Don't go away. There's plenty more Rascals baseball right after this.
Down 4-1. No run has been scored since the 4th, in which the Beach Bums scored 2 and the Rascals score 1. Zach Treese in for his 2nd inning of work. Treese struck out a pair. He did give up a single, but a caught stealing helped him face the minimum in the 8th. In the 9th, he's facing the bottom third of the order. It's Greg Harrisis, Jake Rhodes, and Sam Bumpers due up. Harrisis, the first man, he is 1 for 3. He also reached on an error and has scored a run. Last time he reached was on an infield single in the 6th, and he was doubled up at second base. First pitch from Treese, righty versus righty. Strike on the inside corner. The 0-1. Called strike, no balls and 2 strikes now. The 0-2. Called strike 3 on the inside corner. Harrisis can't believe it. That's the 3rd strikeout for Zach Treese, 2nd looking. Jake Rhodes at the plate. He's 0 for 2. He laid down a sacrifice in the 6th. First pitch up and away from Treese. Looks like Zeb Sneed up and moving around in the pen for the Rascals right now. Zeb's pitching just 1 postseason game for the Rascals. 1-0, line into right field. Slade goes back, he leaps, and he makes the catch. Jackson had a little difficulty reading that ball off the bat. Sometimes the one hit right at you are the most difficult to play. He's able to make the out, though. 2 away. Sam Bumpers 1 for 4 with an infield single to hit. First pitch popped up. Shallow center field. Left center, it's going to be the shortstop. In fact, Morales makes the catch right on the lip of the grass in the out and the infield dirt to end the inning. A perfect frame for Zach Treese, headed to the bottom of the 9th. Last chance for the Rascals. They need 3 to tie, 4 to win. You're listening to Rascals Championship Baseball on TalkSTL.com. Of the ninth inning, the Rascals need to score 3 runs before they get 3 outs. They need 3 to tie, 4 to win at home and to keep their season alive. The Rascals down 2-0 to the Traverse City Beach Bums. Traverse City leads in the game 4-1. Best of 5 series. The Rascals lost game 1 at Traverse City 6-0. Lost game 2 6-5 in walk-off fashion. They'll look to return the favor here in game 3. The Rascals lose tonight. The Beach Bums will clinch their first Frontier League championship in the history of the franchise. Rascals looking to force a game 4 tomorrow night. It'll start with Taylor Ard, the Frontier League most valuable player. He is 1 for 3 tonight with a double and a run scored. Ard, Komatani, and Crespo do up the 3, 4, 5 hitters for the Rascals. First pitch from Dawson, swing and a miss. The 2-seamer running in on the hands of Ard, strike 1. Taylor Ard hitting maybe his worst patch of the season. Unfortunate timing as it comes in the playoffs. Rascals just looking for anything to spark the offense. Ball up and away, 1-1. The Beach Bums decide to stick with Dawson as opposed to going to Chuck Geisels out of the pen. Dawson got the win in game 2, looking for the save in game 3. 1 ball, 1 strike. Low and a rather called strike on the outside corner. 1-2. Dawson worked a perfect 8th inning, getting a strikeout and 2 groundouts against Rodrigue, Radal, and Morales. Both dugouts, everybody on the top step. The 1-2. Art lines a ball down the left field line. He hit it very well, but very foul. Count holds at 1-2 on the Rascals' third baseman. Now Brett Dawson will go out. It seems as if his belt has snapped on the mound, so the pitcher, Brett Dawson, has to go get a new belt. It's not something you see every day. Dawson, the pitcher, but he else waits around. O'Reilly looks up and ready in the pen for the Beach Bums if Dawson has some trouble here. Rascals bullpen dormant. Zach Treese pitched the 8th and the 9th for the Raskies, facing the minimum despite allowing a hit. He struck out 3. Joe Scanio, the starter for the Rascals, went 6 innings, gave up 4 runs, only 1 earned though, on 8 hits, no walks, 5 strikeouts. Michael Shreves went 6 2/3, gave up 1 run on 4 hits, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts. Derek Cape, 1 perfect inning, 1 strikeout. Zach Treese, as I just said, 2 innings, 1 hit, 3 Ks. Brett Dawson, just the second pitcher used by the Beach Bums tonight. He has a 1-2 count on Taylor Ard. Ard 1 for 3 tonight with a double and a run scored. 2 hits in the series, both of them doubles. The 1-2 from Dawson. Another foul ball after a long delay between pitches. Rascals scored their lone run in the 4th inning on an RBI sac fly by Zach Komatani. Como waits on deck. That RBI brought home Taylor Ard. 1-2. Ard now steps up. Rascals down to their final 3 outs. Looking to battle back from an 0-2 hole in the series. They haven't even won a game. Ard fouls away the breaking ball. Traverse City looking to complete a sweep. Rascals have come back from much more than 3 down in a game. But they don't have very many late game comebacks this year. In fact, they have not won when trailing after 8 innings this year. They've won just twice when trailing after 7. The 1-2 again. Down low. Ard lays off. 2-2. Good eye by Taylor. Scandio, the pitcher of record for the Rascals. Mike Shreves for the Beach Bums right now. Rascals hoping to hand both of them no decisions. 2-2. The pitch from Dawson. Ground ball left side into left field. A leadoff hit. Taylor Ard grounds one through the 5.5 hole, his second hit of the game. And Dan Roan comes right out of the dugout. He's going to go to the bullpen. It's going to be Chuck Geisels coming in for the save in the bottom of the 9th. Rascals down 4-1. Leadoff man Taylor Ard's at first with nobody out, and Zach Komatani coming up. You're listening to River City Rascals Championship Baseball on TalkSTL.com. Down 4-1, Chuck Geisels enters the game. The righty looking for the save. Taylor Ard's at first with nobody out. Rascals down 3. Here comes Zach Komatani. Como is 0 for 2 with an RBI sacrifice fly tonight, facing Chuck Geisels. Geisels in the postseason 0-0 with a 2.25 ERA in 4 games, 1 save. Righty versus righty. First pitch to Como. Down low, ball 1. And if you recall, Chuck Geisels was the man on the mound in which the Rascals scored 8 runs in the bottom of the 8th this year. 2 of them inherited runs he gave up. 6 were charged to it, his record. So Geisels, not good memories of this ballpark. 6 earned runs on 3 hits, 2 walks, a hit batter in a third of an inning, and he took the loss. Pitch outside, 2-0. Deja vu for Geisels. He pitched in game 1 of the series, 1 perfect inning with a strikeout. Righty versus righty. Rascals down by 3. Ard at first, he led off with a single off of Brett Donaldson, so in came Chuck Geisels. The 2-0. Strike on the outside corner, 2-1. Geisels did put up a perfect 2 innings against the Rascals back on August 12th with 3 strikeouts. So 2 good outings, 1 horrific outing against the Raskies. The 2-1 to Como. Called strike. 2-2. Two balls and 2 strikes on Zach Komatani. Geisels has planted 2 on the outside corner after missing with his first 2 offers. Geisels set. The 2-2 pitch. Como fouls it away. In the regular season, Geisels went 6-2 with a 3.16 ERA in 43 games. 5 saves in the regular season, 1 in the playoffs. He does have a save opportunity. The man at first, the responsibility of Brett Donaldson. 2-2. Another pitch to Komatani. Called strike 3 on the outside corner. Como can't believe it. Out number 1. 3 strikes on the outside corner called by Andy Dudanis. Crespo comes up with 1 out. Crespo 0 for 2 with a walk. Committed an error in the 4th inning that led to 2 runs. Looking to redeem himself with a big hit here. The 0-1 pitch. Strike on the outside corner, and Donaldson's now really been able to paint the black a few times here. He's getting the help of Dudanis. 0-1.
Michigan you from, huh?
Ard won't be going anywhere. The pitch to Crespo. Fouled away. He's in an 0-2 hole. Rascals down to the final 2 outs of their season. The H-Bums are crowned Frontier League champions. 0-2. The pitch, down and away. Crespo lays off. This ballpark, everything can change in a matter of moments. The 1-2. Down and away. Crespo works the count even. Jackson Slade is on deck. Crespo has walked once. If he could reach, it would bring the tying run to the plate. The 2-2 from Geisels. Swing and a miss, strike 3. The Rascals season comes down to the final up. Jackson Slade, 0 for 2 with a walk. Trying to keep this going, trying to keep the 2015 Rascals dream alive. Gunning for their second Frontier League championship. They've come all the way to the championship series. Last year, the Rascals lost in 4 games to the Schaumburg Boomers. Looking to avoid being swept. It's all up to Jackson Slade. Ard will not be held at first. He's going to take second on defensive indifference. Called strike to Hector Crespo, or rather to Jackson Slade at the knees. Defensive indifference allows Ard to move up to second with 2 away. The 0-1. Down and away, 1-1.
You called that a strike before.
The Beach Bums have never won a Frontier League championship. They lost to the Rascals in 2010. They are 1 out away from doing it, though. Geisels is set. The 1-1. Slade drills one into deep right field. This one's back to the wall. It is a foul ball. That ball hooked just foul at the last moment. Slade thought he might have extras. Slade has to return to the plate. 1-2's the count on Jackson. A finalist for the Frontier League Rookie of the Year. Two strikeouts by Geisel since entering the game. He punched out Komatani looking, he struck out Crespo swinging. 1-2. The Beach Bums 1 out away from the title. Ball away, 2-2. Slade with a keen eye at the dish. Ard at second base, led the league in runs scored. Love to cross the plate here. Rascals need to get a man on to bring the tying run to the dish. It's Josh Ludy on deck. The 2-2 with 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th. Bounce to the right side. Tomasovich takes on a short hop, bobbles the throw to first, and that's the game. The Traverse City Beach Bums have won the 2015 Frontier League Championship, and they explode on the field as the Rascals season has come to an end. The Rascals take this all the way to the championship, but they're swept 3-0 by the Traverse City Beach Bums, who have clinched their first Frontier League championship. The Rascals go to their 5th championship in the last 7 years, but they cannot capture their 2nd Frontier League crown. The season comes to an end.
Yeah, you too.
The Rascals fall 4-1. Congratulations to the Traverse City Beach Bums. They have realized their goal of winning the championship, and they will celebrate currently on the field, and they'll have a post-game celebration with champagne and the works. The win goes to Michael Shreves, the loss goes to Joe Scanio, and the save goes to Giles. Rascals fall 4-1. We'll go to a commercial. We'll come back and recap this game. You're listening to Rascals Baseball on TalkSTL.com.
Hey fans, this is Taylor Ard from Vancouver, Washington. Thanks for listening to Rascals Baseball on TalkSTL.com.